This is the Sargo 45, and it is quite simply the largest boat that Sargo has ever built. It's 14.5 meters long. You can have it with 2 or 3 cabins. It's available with stern drives or IPS, and it is absolutely dripping with brilliant practical detailing. I can't wait to show you around. I'm Jack Haynes. Welcome to YachtBuyer. This particular boat is running on IPS 650. That means you have a lot more space underneath the bathing platform, so you can have a hydraulic platform if you want. This particular one is fixed, but what that means is you get this enormous void here within the bathing platform, specifically designed to hold the ball fenders, notorious for being the most difficult thing to store on a boat of this size. So it's really good to have a proper spot out here where they can live and not get in the way of everything. And because of the L-shaped seating arrangement here in the cockpit, you don't have access up both sides, but you have a nice wide gate here to starboard. This lovely big chunky powder coated stainless steel railings that are part of the Explorer pack. You have the sort of standard Sargo 45, so to speak, which is all stainless steel, a bit more classic, and you have the Explorer range where you get this really lovely chunky black powder coated railings all the way around. And then in here into the cockpit, it's a really nice space. You've got this L-shaped seating, as I said, a little bit of protection overhead from this overhang, a good sized table, and then have your director's chairs that can come this side just to add a bit more seating. 2 over here, 1 over here, just to give you a bit more dining space out here. And something that I really like is, having freestanding furniture is all well and good, but where do you put it when you're not using it? Well, this boat has a dedicated locker for just that purpose. Pops open on the gas ram. In there you've got the other director's chair, you can put the table in there, there's a slot for the table legs, all the cushions. Just a really useful place where you can stow everything away, know where it is, and know it's safe, and it's not going to move around. Elsewhere, you have a fridge out here. It's an option, but you have a nice top loading fridge here, just gives you a bit of additional cooling space from the fridge inside the galley, obviously. And over on this side, you have a nice bit of storage with, again, another little bag space there for the shower that you can connect, so you have a shower at the back of the boat when you come out of the water. Lovely stuff. Keep moving around. Lots and lots of little bits of very good practical detailing. So, for example, the fuel fillers are here underneath this little hatch. So they're nicely tucked away on the side of the boat, very easy to get to, but you can also have a catch and you can lock this as well, so you make sure no one's going to come and siphon your fuel out. Moving forward, you have 5 cleats on both sides of the boat, and one really nice feature, a lot of this style of boat, your Targas, your Nordstars have got the side doors, but what's really nice about this design is that you also have the boarding gate. So if you're using this boat on your own, see how far the joystick comes out here? It's really close to the side deck, so you can be on the deck looking around and then very easily get off the boat and onto the pontoon to do the lines if you need to. You've got a cleat right there, so you can put a line on the midships. If you are doing this on your own, they've made it very, very easy indeed. Moving right forward, the sun pad is an option here. There's an infill section as well. They've got it out at the moment just to bring a bit more light down into the cabin, but you can fill that in, so you have pretty much a full width sun pad up here. And this is a really nice sociable area. You imagine sitting here with a coffee in the morning or a beer in the evening. It's very relaxed. You've got this nice bench here. The table, of course, has dedicated storage down here in the deck, and it just gives you a bit more living space on the main deck aside from the cockpit. There's storage underneath both of these seats as well. This particular boat is going to Sweden, I believe, so it's got a stern anchor. If you have a forward anchor, you can either have the winch here, so you can see it from the Helm Station, or you can have it tucked away inside this locker. It's a bit of a more tidy arrangement, but of course you won't be able to see the chain coming in and out, which you can if you have it mounted on the port side. And the final thing up here is this step. So if you're coming off the beach or on and off an island, you can put that down and it gives you a nice easy leg up onto the front of the boat. Let's head inside. And if you thought the outside was packed with clever detailing, wait until you see this interior. The first thing, nice push-up window here, gives you a bit of extra ventilation, obviously helps you to connect with the cockpit if you're in here preparing things in the galley. Just inside the door here, you have a sort of dedicated big coat locker. You can put everything in there. It's right by the door, really easy to get to. And on that note, they've even thought of where you put your shoes. So under here, it's quite a shallow locker, but Again, it's right by the door. You can put your shoes in there. You know, they're all out the way. You're not going to trip over them, but they're still right by the outside of the boat, so you can get to them nice and easily. The dishwasher is an option, but if you have it, it goes down here. And there is just storage all over the place. If there's any little area that's looking a little bit lonely, they will put some storage in it all over the inside of this boat. You've got your fridge here. They've raised it up a little bit so it's easier to get to. It isn't under the counter, obviously, but they've just raised the height so you don't have to bend down quite so far to get to your food and drink. And then you have a nice big swathe of countertop which disguises your twin sink and gas hub on this boat. It's also got a gas oven. You can have induction cooking if you prefer. Gas is standard, and lots and lots of storage as well. Nice bespoke storage as well for the Sargo branded cutlery, all on soft closed mechanisms. And you've got a nice Sargo branded crockery, glassware. It's all, everything has its place. Everything's where it's supposed to be. It's held in place. It's not going to rattle and move around when you're charging along out at sea. Then over here to the port side, you have a really nice big wrap of seating. You could comfortably sit 6 adults here inside if you want to. The table is also on an electric pedestal, so that moves up and down. You can actually drop it right down, and you can use the cushions over there, the backrest, to infill this area and create another double berth on top of the 3 cabins this boat's already got that we'll see in a moment. Here, more storage, glassware down here, and a nice look at the quality of the woodwork here. This is all made from one piece, all made in-house. Really, really warm, smartly done, beautifully finished woodwork all over the place. Even the fact, you know, you've got the little gas ram on here. The detailing is truly exquisite, I have to say. Moving right forward, obviously you have the Helm Station. This has got the optional 22-inch Garmin MFDs. They are absolutely superb. And you have your Volvo Penta screen up here for engine information. And it's a really lovely position, and you can adjust the whole console. So not just the wheel, but you can tilt this whole panel where you've got your throttles, thruster, wheel, you've got your switching immediately to hand. That can all tilt depending on how you want to drive the boat. Of course, you've got your lovely suspension seat here, but this is a nice position as well. And I love the fact that they fit the old twisty knob on the wheel, so you can really swing the pods or the stern drives from side to side. And this is a really, really great driving position with a fantastic all-round view. I should mention up above, there are no windows as standard aft. You can have 1, 2 or 3. This boat's got 3, and then you've got the option to have a full sliding roof as well. Not manual hatches here, you've got a full glass sunroof, which of course really opens up this area. And with the side doors on both sides, natural ventilation here really shouldn't be a problem. And it's the simplicity of the mechanisms, the fail-safe nature that I really admire as well. Just the fact that to hold that in place, it's just a really lovely piece of wood, simply slots over the handle. That's not going anywhere. They've even gone to the bother of doing 2 slots so you can get a little bit of ventilation without the door being open too wide. I love that sort of thing. Here, just a nice flat area to put out charts, paperwork if you need to, some nice fiddle slots here to put phones, things like that. Again, you've just got more covered storage here. And then the last thing up here is the television, which just drops down like that. Again, nice simple mechanism. Should never fail, no electric motors to go wrong, and actually well positioned so that the whole saloon can see it pretty much. And I really like the arrangement they've got for passengers here, because you can have it as a bench like this, but you can also turn it into individual seats, and they've got footrests. So if you want, you know, 4 people to be secure traveling forward with nice supportive seats, you can. Or if you just want to relax and the boat's not moving along, you can turn it into a bench. You can put your feet up, lie down. It's a nice flexible space. Let's have a look at the cabins. Down onto the lower deck then, and we have the sleeping accommodation. There's a 2 or 3 cabin layout. If you have the 3 cabin layout, you get this extra cabin here on the starboard side. It's a nice big double with a bit of storage. You've got full standing headroom for well over 6 foot right in the doorway, but then over the bed, at the end of the bed anyway, it comes down a bit as it goes under the saloon. But there is plenty of space to sit up in bed and read, things like that. It's actually a really decent space. Moving forward, you have dayhead access here to the ensuite bathroom for the owner's cabin, which is right forward here. If you don't have that extra cabin there, then you can extend all of this space. So you get a larger bathroom, you get a bit more space in here where you have a sofa, but this is still a very generous size considering you've got 3 cabins on this 45-foot model. Really good sized bed. You can get up either side very easily. Of course, you've got fiddled edging all round, so if you leave things either side of the bed, they're not going to slide around too much. And because you've got this double hatch overhead, there's a good amount of natural light coming in here, and you've got ventilation on both sides from these ports. You've got hanging lockers on both sides, and just hooks up here. A simple addition, but it means if you have got bulky coats, then you don't have to clog up the wardrobes with them. You can just hang them outside and they just fall to hand really easily. And even in this slightly smaller bathroom arrangement, it's still got plenty of space with a nice separate shower cubicle. Those are the two cabins then. Where's the third? Let me show you. In a very well packaged boat, I think this bit of detail takes the biscuit. The way they've integrated the access to this cabin is really, really smart, and you have nice access down these steps amidships. Now this cabin is standard, as is obviously the forward owner's cabin. It's the cabin to starboard that's extra, so you'll always have this one no matter which layout you go for. And the big surprise for me is what a great bathroom it's got. I've got full standing headroom in here. Okay, it's a wet room, so you have to take the shower off and mount it up there to have a shower, but if you've got your toilet, your sink, a bit of ventilation, it's a really good size, and of course totally private for this cabin. And this cabin headroom's a little bit restricted at the end of the bed, but once you drop down there, you can still stand upright, no problem. There's a good amount of storage, and what's quite clever is the berths are mounted on tracks, so you can make them into a double or twins depending on how you're using the boat. Really, really clever use of space. Finally, let's have a look at the engine room. There's more clever stuff going on with engine access. Let me show you. You first, forward, got this quick inspection hatch. So that just comes up on a couple of gas rams. You can have a look down there, make sure everything's as it should be. You can see the generator from here, the fuel filters, which have got clear bowls, so you can check the quality of the fuel with your eye. But there is a raised platform, so you can quickly step down here if you need to. But if you close that, this is connected to a switch. Mounted hinges there, so it doesn't open that way and block off access from the back of the boat. You don't have to take the table off, you don't have to move any cushions. Up it comes, and would you just look at that? As neat and tidy as it could possibly be. And if you have the Seakeeper, which is an option, obviously there's plenty of space for that. You've got the generator tucked down there. You have the stern drive version, the engines are a little bit further back, so you've got space in front of them for even more storage, but it really is as clean as a whistle down there. Top speed with these engines is about 38 knots. It'll cruise at 30 knots for 400 nautical miles, because it's doing 4 litre per nautical mile, which is pretty extraordinary really. If you consider you're travelling at 30 knots, you can still cover 400 miles. That is really good going on a boat of this size. That's it then, the Sargo 45. I've been on a lot of boats at this show, and that really stands out for me as one of the most well thought out, practical and well put together. It's a really impressive package. But let me know what you think. If you're in the market, would you go for that, a Targa 46 or an Nordstar 49? Leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, please do give it a like. If you'd like to watch more of our tours, click up here. And if you'd like to subscribe, please click up here. Thanks for watching.